Some big changes have been discovered in the Samsung Galaxy S11 and I'll be sharing all the details right after this. If you're new here and want to stay up to date with the latest tech, please hit subscribe followed by the bell. So leaks have been pouring in for the Samsung Galaxy S11 and we get more and more each week. We've had pretty much everything from design, hardware and features, but it appears some of the details have been incorrect. OnLeaks has been incredibly reliable this year and provided us with some renders of the Galaxy S11 Plus very early on. Unfortunately, it now appears that his renders of the Galaxy S11 Plus were based on a first stage prototype and he has now corrected them. While most of the device was correct, the area that was at fault was of course the cameras. His early renders showed us 5 cameras along with 2 sensors and an LED flash, but the final design of the Galaxy S11 Plus will only have 4. We can see from the renders that one of the cameras is a periscope lens, and this will no doubt be for the space zoom feature we've been hearing a lot about, and it looks like we'll also be getting a 3D time of flight depth sensor. We of course have the 108 megapixel sensor to go along with all this, so we're expecting some impressive photography from the Galaxy S11 Plus. We previously had display covers shared by Ice Universe and he's now also given us a cover for each model so that we can compare sizes. The first tweet showed us 2 images of the screen cover for the Galaxy S11 and we can see from the photos that we have very slim bezels all round. The first shows us a tiny forehead that also has a cutout confirming the punch hole selfie camera top center. The second photo shows us a small chin that looks incredible. While the chin does look to be slightly bigger than the forehead, it's close so it shouldn't bother those who do like a bit of symmetry. The second tweet he published allows us to see the differences between all 3 models. We can see while the Galaxy S11 and the S11 Plus are very close in display sizes, the S11 is a fair bit smaller, but at the same time it's much larger than its predecessor. When it comes to the cameras, we've got a report that suggests all 3 models of the Samsung Galaxy S11 will have a 48 megapixel telephoto camera that's going to offer 5 times optical zoom. Its previous models featured a 12 megapixel camera, so this is a huge improvement. The report suggests that the phone will contain a periscope module that doesn't protrude from the Galaxy S11 and may be part of the reason we've got a bit of a camera bump on the rear of the S11s. This along with the 108 megapixel primary sensor should mean we get incredible photos and videos from all 3 versions of these smartphones, and there have been many rumours about the 100 times space zoom feature. We've also had leaks for all 3 batteries of the Galaxy S11 and they're big improvements that should help power the devices. The smaller Galaxy S11e is reportedly going to have a 3730 mAh battery, which is much larger than its predecessor's 3100. The standard Galaxy S11 is going to be using either the Note 10 Plus's 4300 or the A71's 4500 mAh battery. And the Galaxy S11 Plus is going to be using a huge 5000 mAh battery, and this is apparently going to be supplied by LG. Given that they are the world's largest lithium-ion battery producer, it does seem likely. We've had many stunning renders from popular leakers and concept designers that showcase all 3 models of the Galaxy S11. We've had 360 renders for each model along with more cinematic approaches from others. When it comes to the Galaxy S11 range, we'll again be getting 3 versions: the Samsung Galaxy S11e, the Galaxy S11 and the Galaxy S11 Plus. The largest model, the Samsung Galaxy S11 Plus, is going to feature a full-screen 6.9-inch curved display. We get a punch hole top center to house the selfie camera, and it looks very similar to the Note, and we're expecting this to be a 120Hz dynamic AMOLED display, and it may even come under the new branding SAMOLED. Although the display is curved on both edges, the Galaxy S11 Plus actually has less curvature than the previous model, so something that may please many. The phone's going to have an in-display fingerprint scanner, and we now believe it's going to be Qualcomm's newest, more secure version. Unfortunately, at this stage, we don't know what sensor is being used for the selfie camera. The rear, of course, is slightly different than we're expecting and not the same as these renders show. While we were expecting the 5 cameras along with 2 sensors, we now believe it's only going to be 4. We haven't had any confirmation on what the 2 sensors are, but we believe it to be a new night bright sensor along with the laser autofocus. It's also reportedly going to contain Samsung's 108 megapixel sensor as the main camera, and this will allow for videos to be recorded in 8K at 30 frames a second. We believe it's also going to have a time of flight depth sensor, a 48 megapixel telephoto, and of course a periscope lens. We've had plenty of leaks already regarding new features, but the one that's causing excitement is Samsung's 100x space zoom. It's reported that the standard Galaxy S11 and the Galaxy S11 Plus will have the 100x super zoom feature, although currently we don't know how they're going to achieve this, but it's most likely going to be using the periscope lens with some digital zoom. The overall dimensions of the Samsung Galaxy S11 Plus come in at 166.9 by 76 by 8.8mm, but if we include the camera bump, the thickness is 10.2. We of course have a USB Type-C port on the bottom with the speaker grill on the right. On the left we've got a small hole for the primary microphone, and there's also a secondary mic on top. On the right side we've got the volume and power buttons, and sad news for many is no 3.5mm headphone jack, but this was to be expected after being removed from the Note. The phone's of course going to be powered by the Snapdragon 865 in North America and the Exynos 990 globally. Sam Mobile said that we could see up to 12 gigs of RAM with 1TB of storage, and we've already seen a benchmark of the standard S11 appear with these features. The phone will ship with Android 10 in the form of One UI 2.1, and it will be IP68 water resistant. Battery capacity is now expected to be a huge 5000 mAh, and when it comes to fast charging we know it's at least going to be 25 watts, and it's also going to be capable of wireless and reverse wireless charging. While the smaller models are going to be available in 4G and 5G options, it's thought that the Galaxy S11 Plus will only have a 5G model. Of course, the 5G model will still work with the 4G LTE networks. When it comes to pricing, its predecessor launched at a price of $1,000 or £900, so we can of course expect a slight increase, and I'd estimate the base model to start around $1,100 or £1,000. Next we've got the standard Galaxy S11, and we can see from the renders it's got a full screen display with the punch hole camera top center. The display is going to measure in at 6.7 inches, and again it's going to be a curved display with a 120Hz refresh rate. The bezels on the top and bottom are slimmer than the predecessor, while the sides do look to remain the same. We've got the volume and power buttons on the right, and they will be physical buttons. On the rear we've got the new rectangular shaped camera housing that we've been seeing a lot on the A range, and the Galaxy S11 is reportedly going to have 4 cameras on the rear. Now this news came early on, so we don't know if there are any changes now that the S11 Plus we know to have 4. But we know the main sensor is going to be a 108 megapixel sensor, along with a 48 megapixel telephoto with 5x optical zoom, and of course a 3D time of flight depth sensor. The device is of course powered by USB Type-C, and again no 3.5mm headphone jack. The device is going to be powered by the Snapdragon 865 in North America and the Exynos 990 globally. A Geekbench listing already appeared showing us a variant with 12 gigs of RAM, and this will most likely be the highest variant. Battery capacity is either 4300 or 4500 mAh, and it will of course come with Android 10, be powered by USB-C, and be IP68 water resistant. Given the previous model launched at a price of $900, we can expect the S11 to be a little higher. Finally, we have the smallest version, the Galaxy S11e. While this is the smallest model, it is however much larger than the predecessor, coming in with a 6.4-inch curved display. We're unsure if it's also going to be 120Hz, but we can see it looks similar to the other Galaxy S11s, just much smaller. On the rear of the Galaxy S11, we're expecting a triple camera setup. It should include the 108 megapixel sensor along with the 48 megapixel telephoto, and we'll likely see smaller RAM and storage configurations, but no doubt an incredible device. We get a battery capacity of 3700 mAh, and it will be using the same system on chips as the other two models. When it comes to pricing, we can expect around $800 or £800. Reports are suggesting that the Galaxy S11 launch is going to be on the 11th of February 2020, but we're unsure if all models are coming at the same time or if the Plus model will be released later on. Of course, as any more information arises, I'll be sharing with you guys straight away, but as always, I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments. Who out there is waiting on the Samsung Galaxy S11? Which one are you waiting for, and what do you think of the S11 Plus only having 4 cameras? But thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, smash a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down twice, and I'll see you guys in the next one.